the rain where hope resides. We all come together within, where the children's off running, and I'm running away from falling stars. Imagine all the people living life in peace. Oh, we are the world. Our voices echo on and pierce the walls. We are the world, no colors to divide, just come as one, we go as one. Over the lines across the skies, beneath the stars our hearts align, until the day the king resigns. The kingdoms fall for dreams to rise. Some may say that I'm dreaming, something we have forgotten how to do. Everything will find its place if we seize the love. Oh, we are the world. Our voices echo on and pierce the walls. We are the world, no colors to divide, just come as one. We come and go as we desire. Things come and go as they desire, but the essence will remain where it belongs. Oh, we are the world. Our voices echo on and pierce the walls. We are the world, no colors to divide, just come as one. Na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na. Na 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 na, na 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 na, na na na. Feel the world, no colors to divide, just come as one, we go as one.
这个小屁孩，大家你看看他，一个170多 cm 的人，
原来是啊，对 Tasman Sea。
Saved by your sacrifice, death overcome, glory dispels the night. You call the lifeless to wake, from death to life, out of darkness arise. I am set free. your spirit at work within. You break the chains of the Lord. I am released from the burden of sin. Now we cry, Father, we are your children. We are adopted as your own. No condemnation. We are forgiven. Nothing can take us from your love. I am redeemed, raised with my Savior Christ. Fear overcome, I will be glorified. You will forever defend and stand beside. I am safe in your love. Now we cry, Father, we are your children. We are adopted as your own. No condemnation. We are forgiven. Nothing can take us from your love. Nothing can take we're safe in creation awaits the glorious day when Jesus returns and trials will fade. Creation awaits the glorious day when Jesus returns and trials will fade.
Hello, Momo. Hello, hello. Hello. Hello.
重点你知道什么吗？我给你看那个 video 你就知道了。我在把你记录下来。我这边还有一个 camera 在录着。
人算什么？历经5年头。世人算什么？历经眷顾他。你赐下荣耀尊贵，作为他冠冕，使地上万物都匍匐在他面前。我算什么？历经5年，我没做什么，你却垂怜我。当我未出生以前，你先爱我，为了我打造专属的人生路。当我抬头仰望你手造的天，深知你多么爱我，远超过一切患难困苦，死因有故，也无法将我与你的爱隔绝。我算什么？历经5年，我没做什么，你却垂怜我。当我未出生以前，你先爱我，为了我打造专属的人生路。当我抬头仰望你手造的天，深知你多么爱我，远超过一切患难困苦，死因有故，也无法将我与你的爱隔绝。当我放下自己，垂靠你怀里，我的灵雀跃唤醒，不停赞美你。耶稣基督，我的救主，你的宝血赎回了我的生命。耶稣。将我与你的爱隔绝。当我抬头仰望你手造的天，深知你多么爱我，远超过一切患难困苦，死因有故，也无法将我当我放下自己，垂靠你怀里，我的灵雀 耶稣基督，我的救主，你的宝血赎回了我的生命。
你还会推荐别人来吗？为什么？
你好酷啊！
你都没有弄到那个羊，
哦，我没有带东西，他都要攻击我，
他这样攻击你。
有病吧？他两个眼睛瞪着你，然后冲上来了。Oh my god！ 来笑，他也死在那边，见主意。Very good。
Welcome to 경락 날 펴라 도시라 즐기면 그만 어찌구나 역경의 밤 지수면 공부생 끝에 나 참생각 고민 오키도키 안에 벌집 도피도피 여기 벌집 벌구덩이 피할 수 없음 소리고 보게 터뜨려 뱅뱅 그럼 버튼 머리 헤드 뱅뱅 맸던 허리띠도 꽉매고 움직일 수 있음 어깨 죽자는 계란 말지 버지 우체 즐기면 위아래 없는 축제 행복지수 측정 불가kun데 Rock rock alright Just feel the rhythm of the world Cause we will make it rock 우린 치며 보냈다 너버려만 딱 그렇게 사랑했어 Just feel the rock Feel the rock Just feel the rock Feel the rock 노래 걸어 라라라 미치도록 라라라라 Inhale 빨리 삼초 호흡해 바쁘게 움직여 해몸 혼자 bass drum 또 새까맣게 칠하지 내 손 We go rock rock 움직이면 don't stop stop go for a ride 탁탁 뭉친 기타 여기 마이크 플래시 없다 즐겨라 경험하게 거꾸로 라 열심히 이 노래 세번에 풀었다면 문제 즐거울라 oh yeah 이것저것 빈문에 섞여 그 발이 약간 빠른 변신의 상점 배신하면 쓰는 stage like this 먼저 버리지 눈이 넘어게 되는 맛이 Feel the rhythm of the world Cause we will make it rock 우린 치며 보냈다 너버려만 딱 그렇게 사랑했어 가리지 않는 soul sick 어디든 흘러나오는 대로 무명종 날지 고밤이도 날대로 살아가자 oh shit 기회 끝 없이 부딪혀 쾅쾅 쳐들자고 정적과 부정적 에너지 타파 라라라라라라라라라라라라라라 Just feel the rock We'll let it rock Just feel the rock We'll let it rock 노래 걸어 라라라 빛이 도로 라라라라 Rock and roll 미래생 till we fall No stopping here we go 24/7 keep it going on Rock and roll we dancing till we fall No stopping here we go No stopping here we go Here we go 现实中已经有太多人不黑派对动物，别找着路。不会跳舞就不要跳舞，摇摆也幸福，就闭上眼一空气其他表述。黑派对动物，不要认输，你不孤独，朋友吗？疯狂舞蹈，疯狂庆祝。Let's go party party all night, whoa, whoa. And many many good times, whoa, oh. 不愿被当宠物，宁愿变成怪物。Party party all night, whoa, oh. Hey lonely lonely goodbye, whoa, oh. 我们都有觉悟，要疯狂到日出。我们天生就是派对动物。Let's go party party all night, whoa, whoa. And many many good times, whoa, oh. 人生难得糊涂，偶尔做个演出。Whoa, whoa, let's go party party all night, whoa, oh. Hey lonely lonely goodbye, whoa, whoa. 我们都有觉悟，要疯狂到日出。我们天生就是派对动物。一颗心扑通扑通的狂跳，一瞬间烦恼烦恼烦恼全忘掉，不碎掉地球地球甩掉，只有越跳越高。